Hello, friends. Here we are again to talk about anything under the sun. I'm Merynn.
I'm Isabelle, and we are just two seeds. So welcome to the fourth episode of this podcast. How are you, Meryn?
I'm happy we're recording episode 4 na.
I know.
But everything's the same. I feel like everything's the same from how I was in episode 3 when we recorded episode 3. I'm always still sleepy. But yeah, I'm keeping myself busy with stuff. And I started exercising again.
Ah, you kept your
Yeah,
word. You
I
said
said
Feb, you ano.
yeah, I
You.
said I start Feb. And update, I guess the biggest update is I watched Coldplay live. That was 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I
Yeah.
watched Coldplay. To anyone who's a Coldplay fan, or even if you're not a fan, think it's a must-watch concert. Yeah, you should watch
Significant event.
Coldplay once in your life. Really. You should. It really felt magical. While I was in the concert, parang, oh my gosh, I can't believe what was happening. The crowd was also
Aww.
great. Great crowd also. That's
Yeah.
why concert was also memorable. Yeah, that was Coldplay.
Do you have a
And
favorite song
from the concert,
that they
or
played sa concert?
inabangan ko yung Viva La Vida.
David was wishing that they would sing that when I told him na you're there. He's like, they should sing Viva La Vida. So they did.
Yeah, they did. Yun talaga yung inaabangan ko. Tapos when they played it, I was like, I stopped recording. Tapos when we got home, I was like, oh, I don't have a video. I don't know how we're going to rewatch.
It's
But
okay. The
yes,
bracelets light up?
yeah, they light up.
Yan pala.
Mm.
It's like,
They have
this phone?
controlled nila yung wristbands.
It's so cool.
And then you have to return it after.
I love
Galing.
that for you. You went to Coldplay.
You're going
Here.
to Australia, but I'm not sure if there's tickets left.
I know. Mga June or July pa ata yun.
What about you? How was your week? How was January?
Oh, nga. Oh yeah, we're filming this Feb 1, so January just ended. Yeah, my biggest update is my brother's birthday during the weekend. So for his
Mm.
birthday, I got him tickets to see Ruel. For any young Gen Z who's listening, 21-year-olds are a big fan of them. And that's one of his favorite artists. So we went. And I didn't know na it's where the AO is, the Australian Open is.
Mm.
But like to talk about the whole concert, this guy named Ruel, he's 21 years old. Tapos yung mga lyrics niya, it's about how growing up is weird, and then it's about how like learning from mistakes, stuff like that. So, and he's such a great performer pa, and he dances. You know
Mm.
how V or Jungkook dances?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Like they just know how to move their body.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this kid, he's so talented. And then, yeah, he looks a bit mature. But yeah, I was just really impressed, honestly. I wasn't so much a big fan going into the concert. Pero after, I was so impressed.
Mm.
Ganda rin yung mga, yung lyrics niya. Just being in your 20s and stuff like that. And heartbreak, different things. And then, what I really liked about that day, before and after the concert, we got to watch AO matches.
Mm.
It was the women's finals that day, and wheelchair tennis finals. Yeah, there was. I told you about this. There
Yeah.
was one match na I kind of cried in the end or teared up a little. These girls were just like what 15-year-old, 16-year-old. The one girl was from Australia, the other one was from Slovakia. I hope I'm saying that right, but yeah, that country. And then this 15-year-old girl, she was super focused. Tapos she didn't realize na she won.
Mm.
Parang yung mga eyes niya, you can see it dilate after the ball went out. So she was like, oh, what? I won. It was just so inspiring to see. Yeah, how it's been. Another update is I'm not working full time anymore.
Mhm.
I switched to part time na lang. That's why I'm a bit more available.
Are you more
Yeah.
relaxed?
Honestly, yeah. Yesterday and today, I watched so many movies. So many movies that I've been wanting to watch, but I've been too busy to watch it. Haven't had the time. I watched The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Anyone But You.
Oh.
Honestly, I was working in the side while watching kasi, yeah, at least I'm getting some work done. But yeah, all of those movies I really liked. They're all good movies. I love movies. Yeah, we both watch concerts. Experience, right? For January.
Yeah, a good way to start 2024. Starting
Like,
2024 with a bang, literally.
yeah, I'm sure Coldplay would like, well, it was like a party there, huh?
It was, parang the joke is, I bought us a ticket that's supposed to be like seated, reserved seats, but we were standing all throughout the concert.
Really? Okay, so moving on. In this episode, we're going to talk about failures. As you saw in the title, I think failure is an important part of growing. Failure is part of the process. Honestly, it can affect you negatively or positively based on how you respond. But yeah, we just want to talk about that. I guess we can start with honestly want to ask what you feel is your biggest failure in life.
I'm
I guess
not
it's,
sure.
do you know? I also don't know, right?
Yeah, but just to add with what you
Yeah.
said, yeah, like as we've said in the first episode that growth is not linear. So now we're talking about the factors that affects its linearity, or that the patterns of growth that makes it multi-directional. So yeah, one of the factors is failure. Going back to your question, I don't really know. Maybe it's because I don't stick it all in my head, the failures or the moments that I fail.
Yeah. I
Is
feel the
that it?
same. Yeah. I I'm not sure. Or maybe we'll experience more pa in life.
I think so too.
But the a story that Merynn and I thought about was, yes, aside from our similarity as psych graduates, we're both recon students in UP. You wanna tell your story first? Your recon story?
Basically, a recon student is we're
We
not
don't
part.
pass. So,
Yeah, we don't pass the UPCAT. Or like our grades are pasok naman siya, di ba?
oo. Pero may quota.
Like the number of students
Oo.
who can enter the university is limited, right? So
Yes.
yeah, we're not part of that initial list, but you still have a chance to apply for reconsideration. So that's what we did. That's why we're recon students.
Mhm.
So, okay, so I'll start my story. So it was our baccalaureate mass since we were graduating grade 12. So it was our baccalaureate mass, and the mass just ended. And like almost all of my classmates also took the UPCAT, so we were all waiting for the results. And it was after the mass that the results were coming in, or like the results were out. So since my surname is Yu, so medyo last pa sa alphabetical sequence. Pero
Oh.
there was this UP student who was posting or like taking pictures of the results. Parang they post it kasi sa Diliman. This UP student was taking pictures of all of the whole list tapos pinopost niya on Twitter. So I was still waiting sa name ko kasi nga U pa yung name ko. And then results from
Yes, mano. That was like
the unofficial list on Twitter. Yung official message from UP, wala pa siya talaga. So we were just waiting for the unofficial list on Twitter. Tapos I saw that my name was not on the list. So, parang in denial at first. Tapos, I'm not on the list. And then I called my parents. I was crying dun sa plaza.
mm,
I was walking with my friends and we were all looking at the results and I was crying. Said I did not pass.
mm.
After that, I have friends then who did not pass. So after that, we went to a cafe because we were like, we're so
Oh.
stressed. We deserve we deserve this.
Mm.
But really we're just stressing over the fact that we did not pass. And then while we were in the cafe, we received the official message from UP, and then we were looking at their, what do you call it? Is it the UPG?
Yes,
UP.
UPG.
Yeah. So we were looking at it and tapos, what? What our grades are like, kasama siya dun sa range or
Okay.
like
Oo.
pasok sa range. So we're like, what? Why did this happen? Or like, what happened? Why
Yeah.
are we not part of the list?
Mm.
But yeah, basically that's what happened. And then we were waiting for reconsideration process in whatever campus. Then I applied for UP Clark. After that, I got interviewed, and then yeah, they'll tell you if you can or you cannot or attend classes in UP Clark. But fortunately, they accepted me. That's my recon journey.
That feeling after being accepted, it's like, wow, I have a college now.
Yeah.
So you were still in grade 12 pala when the results came out. Hindi pa,
Hindi pa
summer.
graduate. I remember pa since, di ba parang the reconsideration process was summer na. So, some schools already, or some universities were already in their orientation process for new students. I attended an orientation for another university, and then I was also like trying to apply to another university. And then I
Mm.
was waiting for the results of UP Clark.
Oo, they were the last pa. It was, summer break,
Mm.
as far as I remember. Yeah, we were in Baguio,
Mm.
with some family friends. And then, yeah, I also saw those, when we were in Baguio, the signal was bad.
Mm.
So I kept trying to refresh Twitter and it was super late pa. Tapos, yeah, I wasn't on the list. I also tried to check the site. I think that was the day after ata. And then, yeah, I wasn't in, but then they said na the next steps would be to check your UPG. Kasi I was honestly only considering UP.
Mm.
I did take the Ateneo exam, but it was just honestly, it was parang to know what it's like to take an entrance exam.
Mm.
But it was for me, going to a UP for college, and parang I was just so set there that I have to. So when I got the result na I wasn't in, like, oh okay, it kind of feels like, I don't want to say end of the world. It just kind of felt parang, no, this can't go any other way. So I needed to reconsider. And yeah, like growing up, my mom's family, they're all from UP also. So it was like UP was really instilled in my mind.
Mm.
This is the school that the best school to be, ganon, stuff like that. So yeah, I applied for reconsideration. I remember I was talking to a friend that time when we were both checking our UPG kung pasok sa UP Clark kasi specific campuses have a different cut-off
Mm.
to reconsider. Tapos, I at that time, I didn't really want to study sa Manila. Kaya I just applied sa Clark. And then, yeah, I was happy to see na pasok siya. And then, so there was that first rejection to just not being in the list. And then, there was room for interview or reconsideration. I remember being in that line of other students. I'm surprised that I didn't see you. Or
Have
maybe I
different
did.
schedules.
Different schedule. There were like 3 or 4 other students in that same day. So, ayun, there was an interview. I was really nervous during that time, but I was super determined that this I need to study in this school. Like in my mind, I didn't tell that to a person interviewing. There was that, and then I got rejected. I got the letter, an
Mm.
email na, sorry to inform you that they can't offer spot for me. Um, and that morning I was super sick. So I honestly really didn't know what my future was going to be. Kasi all of my friends were already enrolling.
Mm.
They were already having their orientations sa other universities. But I was still holding on to this university to like get in. So yeah, that morning I got my rejection letter, like another rejection. I was super sick, but then was like, I'm stuck at home this whole day. I was alone that whole day. I was like, you know what? I'm going to write another letter. So it was really out of faith. Parang, yeah, I'll just try again. Ganon. I was sick and it was just a cold day. So I went to my email and then I remember I was sneezing pa, tapos coughing, tapos sipon. And then I was like, Dear UP, uh, I wrote something and then I ended it with, if by some miracle a slot in any of your courses open up, I'd be so honored to take that spot. So I didn't na dapat psychology ka nun.
Mm.
Sabi ko lang, I'll just take any spot that opens kasi syempre, minsan na there's a quota nga.
Mm.
So maybe they can't take you in that certain course. Kaya my strategy was just to say na. So after being rejected the second time, that's kind of like a point where you should you can stop and go find another university. But for some reason, I had it in me to try. And then more than a week later, I got an email telling
Mm.
me, yeah, to go back to campus to meet with professor. And then I remember I wasn't expecting anything na, but I remember just going inside UP Clark, tapos going inside the office. Tapos sabi nila na a slot opened. So that first line, a slot opened. I was like, oh, okay. I was expecting, okay, maybe this is not psychology. Maybe this is like business or econ. But okay, I'm gonna take it. And then they said na someone backed out sa psych. And ayun, they were willing to offer it na lang. Oh, what? My brain was like, whoa, of all the like there was like 1 in 3 chances, three like probability that I would get psych. But yeah, I was just really happy that time. And I was happy na I had a university because I hadn't applied to anything else, any other university. So yeah, I don't know if I count that as a failure. Definitely, there's that imposter syndrome
Mm.
when it comes to being a recon student.
Yeah.
Pero it's a lot about the quota, like about the number of students.
Yeah, but after a week.
Yeah. I was just waiting.
Yeah, did you feel that also, the imposter syndrome, because you're a recon student?
A bit. I didn't know there were a lot of recon students actually.
Yeah, I also didn't know that there were a lot of slots actually.
Oh, I didn't know. Kasi nga, with that experience, tapos I only found out na I also had friends like you who were recon students. Mga fourth year na ata, no?
Talaga?
Oo, I didn't know. I was, wow, this whole time, I was
First
going through this alone. Just kidding.
first year, I was already conscious about it because one of my cousins were talking about, well, of course, we told them na I went through the reconsideration process. But apparently in another campus, parang other students were like bullying
Yep,
recon
recon students.
students.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what, that's not gonna happen to me. I mean, first off, why would
Mm-hmm.
I allow it? And I was like, um, parang our campus is too small for that to actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, tapos, I'm not sure if I should say her name or this mystery girl, our friend. You know who I'm
The
talking
recon
about?
student
Yeah, the
also.
recon
Yeah,
student
yeah, yeah.
also.
Hi,
So
if you're listening.
I don't
Okay,
know
go.
if I don't know if she'll allow us to say her name, but this
Tama, tama.
girl, our friend also,
Friend.
who's also a recon student. So coincidentally, we met during the medical. Tapos I was like asking her, tapos I knew she was from Manila, and I was like, oh, so saan ka mag-dorm? Because we were in the same dorm, like in the same room as well. So I told her na, yeah, I'm a recon student, ganyan. Tapos she said, well, after we became friends, she told me na the first time we talked, she was surprised that I told her that I was a recon student. Because parang, why would you tell another person that you're a recon
Right, right.
student?
I get that.
But I thought, like, isn't it like a proud moment? Because out of
Yeah.
all the people who applied for reconsideration, you were actually reconsidered.
Yes.
So yeah, and then first year of college also, we were classmates. Oh, by the way, we were classmates. We're both recon students. We met during medical, and we were in the same
Same
dorm.
dorm.
Yeah. So we became friends. And first year of college, we heard our classmates talking about recon students, and like basta they were talking about recon students. So I told her.
Oh,
So that's when we knew na okay, we're not gonna tell people about
anyone.
it. So yeah, I don't know what it is about, but some students are just being mean.
Mm,
Just don't let what other people say affect you.
that's true. Everyone will find something. Will find a little crack or a hole. But yeah, we can choose to get affected by. Yeah, I think that's like a failure experience. But for me, it was like not being able to accept that failure. Yeah, I tried.
Oh. That's how it affected you. Like to try harder.
I think that's how I deal with failure. But there were also times na I failed in a certain way. Well, just different experiences. I don't want to go specific, but yeah, just different experiences na you feel like you're a failure. And for me, it can affect my sense of self-worth,
Yeah.
like the way I look at myself. Because of that failure, parang that's all you will ever be, you ever will be. So there were times na ganun, na I
Mm-mm.
failed in something and I felt like I was stuck there and I wouldn't be able to reach or do anything else. Kasi that was like the breaking point. And I think failure can affect a lot of people in that way. Pero yeah, it takes something special that we'll talk about later on.
It's easy to get stuck. Parang if you let the failure define you, well, it's really hard to deal with it. It's definitely not easy to just accept that you did fail.
Mm-hmm.
Pero yeah, the way you look at the failure and what you do after is a huge factor on what that failure would mean to your life.
Yeah, who you are as a person.
Mm. And we talked about it in class, like failures.
Oh yeah, you told me about that
Yeah, I can.
video.
There's a video that a certain professor asked us to watch, and it was about teaching kids not to see failures as just failures, but as teachable moments. Like, you don't have to pressure the kids to be perfect or like to know what to do because they're kids. And I feel like we could also apply that to us. Like, even if we're not kids, we don't really know everything. So we have
Oh,
to make it a teachable moment, however that is. Because
yeah.
I'm still learning how to do that.
Me too. I like that. Yung parang, when it comes to a kid, you're going to siyempre tell them, no, it's okay. You can get back up. Question is, do we tell ourselves that?
Sometimes you have to think like you're a kid. Is that how it
Yes.
is?
No, yeah, na you're talking to your child. Or you're talking to a
My
child
child.
and you're talking to yourself.
Yeah, they've always say nicer words to kids.
Yeah. Or even to friends.
Hmm. Oh, and by the way, like the 4 years in UP is like a teachable moment.
Failing tests is a form of failure, for sure.
Yeah.
How do you deal with failure? I think we can talk about that.
Should I answer first?
Sure.
No, you should answer first.
I don't even know what I'm gonna say.
That's why I'm asking you, because like also don't
uh,
maybe Isabel has an idea.
okay, like what I was saying kanina, some failures have affected me, the way I see myself, or the way I feel like I can live life even. Parang the failure can be so heavy in my brain. It's also the self-critic in me. I think you can
Yeah.
relate to this. Na you had something in your hands. Tapos, yeah, failure comes in the way. But then I heard this quote recently. It's not really a quote. I think it's something everyone kind of hears na the present moment is all we have. So, yeah, we may have had a sense of control then of what we could have done better, but really all we have is now. Kaya I think that's a mindset that I needed to hear, like a saying that I really needed to hear for myself. Because you can be so hard on yourself about things you failed to do, things you failed to not do, things you will fail to do or not do, but all you have is now. And I feel like that's the only way you can really move forward. Because, yeah, after a failure, like what you said, Merynn, about how growth is not linear. Kasi nga, there are ups and downs. There's failure and then breakthrough, success, failure, success, all of that. We're like bouncing up and down. But the only way to get back up is to try to, or the only way to move forward is try to get back up. Another thing is to surround yourself with people you know will build you up.
Mhm.
Hindi naman sa people who will boost your ego or something like that. It's people who will really give you honest feedback or
Yeah.
like honest encouragement. Hindi yung bola-bola or just to make you feel good. It's someone who will remind you of how things will work out for you. Someone who will remind you na things do get better and to remind you of the kind of person you are na. Hardworking ka naman, they believe in you, stuff like that. I think that's really important to believe in yourself, even during failure. That's how it is dealing with failure for me, or something I'm learning now to be kind to yourself, to know na right now is all you have, and to believe in yourself na you can get back up.
I agree with you because, we're both self-critical
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
point. And for me, I'm also a planner. Like, I like to plan. I like to have a vision. So if I fail, definitely, like, the plans that I have would also have to move back because I have to restart or redo something before I get to the next step, right? So yeah, that's the reason why we really have to move forward. If we don't move forward, we won't be near the end goal. And like what you said, dealing with failure is something that we all have to learn. And I think now that I'm getting older, it will be a part of your life somehow. Challenges or like
Yes.
failures. So we have to really learn how to deal with it. We have
Right.
to like get to know ourselves and how we could move forward. Getting feedbacks, like after you fail, you can get feedbacks from other people. Why do you think I failed, or what could I improve? And at the
Mhm.
same time, while doing an activity, you can also get feedbacks from other people so that you could improve na before you actually submit, or before the end product. You already have feedbacks. So somehow you are preventing failure or something similar to that. You're getting my point, right?
I do, yeah. Because why would
Yeah.
you even try to keep moving forward naman if you know you'll fail, right? So you do
Yeah.
need parang support in that way.
And then something that I've always been trying to like develop is inner strength. Like ever
Mm-hmm.
since first year, I've always been thinking about strength. Like I have to be strong, I have to be strong. I think it's because since first year college I had to live in a dorm. I have to sort of live alone.
You're away
Not
from
a
home.
Yeah, I'm away from home. That's it. So, parang I was thinking I have to be strong because I have to go through like weekly, I have to go to school and I can't let like being sad or being away from home affect me. So I was thinking, yeah, I just have to be strong. And then yeah, before I used to ask for strength. Like I would always ask, na please make me a stronger person, because I always thought that just being strong would prevent failures maybe, or like would allow me to just deal with it easily.
Yeah.
It won't bother me or it won't affect me as much
Yeah.
because
You're
yeah,
strong.
I'm strong. But I forgot where I read it, but something like you can't be strong like in a day, or like you can't just be strong if you ask for it. Like if you ask to be strong, then he'd give you challenges
Mm,
so that you actually gain the strength that
strength.
you need. It's like how you build your muscles, right? So you have to
Right.
go to the gym, have to be consistent. I mean, exercising is not really easy, and
No.
building muscles is,
It's resistant.
yeah, so that's how we build strength. So that means if you want to be stronger, then you have to go through the failures. And that's why you have to learn how to deal with it, because that's how we become strong.
It's like you're tested, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that quote, I think, connected to what you watched. Like how setback or affliction builds character or something like that.
Mhm.
Or challenges build character. That's true. And make it part of your story, you know?
Yeah.
Parang, if you fail, make it part of your story.
You know how successful people are like sharing their failures?
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. Why are we so afraid to?
Think about the successful people out there. That's why I'm saying it could actually be a part of our lives.
And parang we'll be able enough to
Feel
face bigger things
Yeah. I
because
mean,
it's
'di ba?
not.
Like, if you're
Mhm.
successful, you have bigger responsibilities, 'di ba? And we can't say that the successful people don't have failures or did not go through failures. I think they have their ups and downs up until now, or like, even if we don't call them failures, they still go through a lot of challenges. Think about all the responsibilities that they have.
Yes. Successful people, they're not also just dealing with themselves, I feel. I mean,
Yeah.
other people are on their plate, and there will be setback after setback. And if we're not trusted to be able to respond to the failures we're experiencing now, how will we be trusted to respond well to bigger things,
Mhm.
right? I really like how you put get feedback when it comes to failure. It's yeah, it takes a certain confidence to get back up again, pero it also takes parang humility to ask somebody, how can I improve? Or it even takes humility to even tell somebody about your failure. Kasi nga,
Mm.
some people just don't want to go through the parang downside or like weak spot nga of I failed, di ko kinaya ganun.
Vulnerability.
Vulnerable enough to say that you failed and that you need help para you won't fail again in that specific parang situation. In psychology, we learn, I think it was personal growth, the class.
Yeah.
I forgot. Maybe it was also positive psychology.
It was
But
positive psychology.
how when it comes to setback or failure or challenges, an important characteristic you should have is to be resilient. And then here I can read here. Merynn wrote a note from a source. Resilience is the ability to cope with the stressful situations that life throws at us. Planning for what to do next, and learning to accept change. Like you said, even the hassle of that failure brings. Kasi madidelay ka sa
Mm.
plano. Kaya
Mm.
even that hassle, you have to learn how to deal with it. Trying to be resilient enough to say, okay, this plan didn't work. How can I strategize to still keep moving forward? Or how can I even take steps forward given na I was moved to this certain place or moved a few steps back? What next step am I going to take? And I feel like
Mm.
that's what resilience is all about. It's an important character to have. And I think
Yeah.
honestly, it's important to teach kids about that. Based on this definition, what could go wrong with being resilient?
It actually helps us. Like, if you're resilient, it helps our mind because instead of stressing over all the things, like, you just think about, like, what comes next or what should I do next. Just to add, going back to successful people, it's just like a thought that's always been in my head. You know how, like, successful people would talk about their life stories and their, like, big failures and how they overcame these failures. So that's why they have this huge company now.
Oh, yeah.
Diba? Like, CEOs have that story. And I was thinking, I want to be successful, right? So
Okay,
I'm
where are you going?
I'm thinking, what's my story? Like, what's my huge setback? Well, after that question, I'm also thinking, am I actually ready for that? For that
Whoa,
failure to happen? Will we actually
that's
be
deep.
ready for it?
Yeah, we say na parang failures make us stronger. But yun nga, will we actually ever be ready? I don't know. If we're ready for the next failure, then how do we become stronger from that? Kasi parang kaya na. What you said about asking yourself, ano kaya yung biggest setback ko or biggest failure in order to reach that big parang breakthrough or big
Mm.
success. That's a good way to look at failing. Kasi think of it, like if that's your mindset, think of it na when you receive a failure, parang, oh, maybe after this, greatness will come.
This will be part of my autobiography.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it that way, pretty powerful. I'm gonna do that now.
Yeah, if it will help.
Okay. Related to resilience, perseverance.
Mm.
That's also important. An important quality or important quality to have. Kasi life won't be easy. Life
Mhm.
won't be easy. Yeah, you're not gonna be spoon fed in life. So important to persevere talaga. To be able to try again.
Mhm.
It's okay to feel the failure. Like it's okay to the setback and go through it and be sad well with it. Kaya nga may resilience. Are you the type of person to like try again even after failure?
I think you're the example for that.
Oh, yeah. The recon?
Yeah, for me, before I try again, parang I have to rest for a while. Parang I feel like I'm also the type of person who would, parang yung the failure would really affect me. So that's why I feel like I have to rest for a while. And then after that, that's when I plan again. Because I like to plan. Yeah, that's why maybe it's the pressure also that comes with it. Because as I've said, I like to plan. So if I fail, I have to replan everything else. Yeah, so I guess sometimes in life you also have to go with the flow.
Related to that, parang I heard this girl say, yeah, there's a failure, tapos it'll get you out of track. And then she
Mm.
said there's no right track. Parang
Mm.
everything that happens to you or everything you experience is part of the flow. So yes, go with it. Yun lang.
You know the TikTok trend? Parang they'll post a picture of them as doctors or as lawyers now or like other successful people. Tapos like the next photo would be I'm a doctor now because I did not stop when I failed my MCAT.
Oh, that's so nice. Parang yung dialogue. So they use their
Mm.
failure.
Mm-mm.
See, failures can be assets too.
You can join the trend.
I'm claiming that for us, Meryn. But
Yeah. So that means there are second chances after you fail.
speaking of second chances, February. And it's actually a leap year. I honestly didn't know how leap years work. Meryn, do you want to share this?
Yeah, so the reason why we were talking about failures and second chances is because it's a leap year and we have an extra day. Like there's February 29, 2024 this year. So a leap year is, well, this is from NBC Chicago. It's
She did her research.
well, the definition is actually really nice. It's not just like the scientific definition, it's the makeup for the missing partial day. So we add one day to our calendar approximately every 4 years. I like the line to make up for the missing partial day. You know how we somehow we have that partial day. So yeah, have an extra day this year. Enjoy it. Do whatever you want. You have another extra day this year.
That's so nice. Do you have plans for that extra day?
I don't have specific plans for the 29th, but if I'm staying home, that's an extra day to sleep or to
Exactly.
rest or to watch
Yeah.
movies.
Yes, I have a list. But like given now we're talking about this, I was thinking na we should face the 29th as parang ask yourself if you were given an extra day to live, how would you spend it? Um,
Um,
honestly, like what you said, I would I would probably sleep. But I guess it's different when it's like extra day to live, you know.
it's an extra day to live. I'm not gonna sleep.
I know, live to live, live. I guess we can face the 29th as that, guys. Just think about it as an extra day to live.
That's it.
Happy February 29 tomorrow as you're listening to this.
Um,
Think of it as that. You have an extra day to live. Yeah.
enjoy your
We have to go
extra
now.
day. Yep.
Yes, please. Thank you for listening or watching. Um, please feel free to share your thoughts and grow with us on social media. Follow us on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at justtwoseeds. And if you have any questions, we're open.
Yep. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you to our friends and to our new friends who've been messaging us and sending us feedback. We really, really appreciate all of that. Thank you so much. And thank you for listening to this episode. Enjoy your day tomorrow. I've been Meryn.
And I've been Isabelle.
And this has been Just Two Seeds.
Stay rooted.
Stay growing.
And keep blooming wherever you are planted.
Bye.
Bye.